are so many bugs in game currently. The new act of Book 2 goes into beta soon, and I do a special Crystal Reactions into the week. Yes, hello everybody and welcome back to the Marvel Contest of Champions news for Friday. Lots going on, not a huge amount, but there are some special things that we've really got to cover. From problems when it comes to the Samsung A70 usage, Baron's War, bugs and Incursion related objectives problems. We've got you covered on Marvel Contest of Champions news today. And obviously, before going anywhere, I've got to give some thanks and a massive thank you to all those lovely Patrons, YouTube members, and as well Twitch subs. If you have an Amazon Prime account, you can give a free Twitch sub. It doesn't have to be to me, but it really does help out the channel, and it's for free if you've got Amazon Prime. So that's like a win-win situation, and it does, as I said, really help out the channel. And as well, you can give your thanks for free by just simply hitting the like button, subscribing with post notifications on all, and as well getting involved with the comment section down below, just to chit chat, which I'll be about to do for a few hours once this video is live. So chat to you there. And by the power of the Fez, let's do this news ting. First of all, I want to give shout outs and major props to the guys I'm going to feature that do some amazing work when it comes to modeling stuff for the community. I'm not talking people posing, I'm talking sculptures and designs. Obviously this is custom of champions and it's really cool. This is an Aegon as well that you're seeing on screen at the moment. Done by David Howell, and obviously I've put links to his Instagram in the description down below, but there's also somebody else, and that is Berserk Revenant. If you follow the Marvel Contest Champions news and the channel, you'll know that I've mentioned Berserk Revenant in the past. I know that he's done a few other ones that are Marvel Contest Champions related. I can't see any images up at the moment, and if he is watching, make sure to post all the stuff that you're doing, mate, because I've seen you do the live stream as well on Instagram. If you could put this over just to your construction on YouTube, that would be absolutely amazing, just to kind of show people the amazing effort and work that amazing artists and designers and sculptors from the community do, because this is just amazing stuff. Also, I nearly forgot about Moose on Twitter. These amazing units that were kind of put together, and these are made by a 3D model. It really would. I want to get a 3D printer, just to make stuff like this. It's just so cool. Just imagine this in your hand, just you're doing YouTube videos, just here's some units, man. I would love that. In other news, I'm being more serious, and that is Samsung technology. There seems to be something with the game not functioning, or it could be a geographical problem with certain devices or Samsung in general. So the fact is, we've had lots of complaints. People have been telling me in comment sections they've been having problems with Samsung A70, which is a device that was only released just last year, but there's also been other players been suffering as well. A quick search into the lag, crashing, and performance is an investigation section of the forum does pinpoint a lot of people suffering with the same thing, with Samsung devices, in particular the A70, being the big cause of issue. Now the biggest problem is Kabam haven't responded directly to this, and I haven't seen any forum posts where they've responded as well. Either way, it is disappointing to see, because for some players they haven't even been able to log in for the last few days, and always maybe just getting a little bit and then it's just crashing out all the time. And so it's very disappointing for game progression, and people are following the right steps for Kabam by reporting it back to them, saying, look, there's an issue, and obviously it's still kind of under investigation, but nothing seems to be done about it at the moment. With some players even saying it's been 2 weeks that they've been waiting to see a response about this. Now there may be a glimmer of hope. Now Rabdu says here that by using a VPN, they were able to get in with no kind of issues and the performance seemed to be fine. Now don't take that as being yes, this is gospel, this is definitely fine. If you do that, I would recommend Kabam, if you're watching, to get this sorted and have a look at it and see what could be happening. And also for those, if you are going to try VPN, you have a VPN, maybe give it a shot and see what happens. Play about with some things. I know some people have reinstalled and installed again and still not finding it working, but obviously give everything a try before kind of losing your mind, because look, you will lose your mind over this, but it does need to be sorted out. And this seemed to come in line with, say, the recent update, which, let's face it, that was about 2 weeks ago, wasn't it? So yeah, that kind of needs to be addressed. And yeah, if it's going to be an entire month without certain players being able to log in, then obviously that would need to be looked into, and maybe even a slight compensation package for those using said devices would be it. Though I think the excuse from Kabam would be, we are unable to slice those people into a sector to then go, right, we can adequately compensate those people. The same way I think the problem with the Baron's War thing, which is another bug that we've got to talk about. Yeah, the Baron's War issue just reared its ugly head again. So this was something that was down on the first day of this event going live, and obviously it continues, unfortunately. On screen at the moment is a video clip of the situation where they just get a black screen. So you can't choose, you just go to a black screen. This is, yeah, not good. Not good whatsoever. Either way, as of the 15th was the last time that anything was really seen about this. Same problem, people aren't able to log in or kind of like grab their titleage, which is so disappointing. People even choosing the wrong side in order to get into the game to play it, but they want the other side. So it's a really difficult and annoying situation, especially because this is now the second time this has happened. Now, Kabam responded saying, we've just pushed a fix that should resolve things both for those who are stuck loading and for those who are stuck in darkened screen. You may want to give it a few minutes and then restart your game in order for it to take effect though. If you still see issues afterwards, feel free to let us know. And as of yesterday, there's still players without being able to log in. And unfortunately, it looks like the A70 rears its head again. Not to mention the fact that there are people as well saying it's the iPhone 10. So man, this is really, really terrible. And this is, as was said, the second time this has happened this month. The only resolution so far from a player's perspective is, again, the VPN type way of dealing with things. So obviously log in via a VPN. Whether or not, obviously, this is a cost-effective thing is yet to be seen, because the fact is, these cost money. People aren't going to, offer a server, which is a VPN server, for free. You're more than likely going to have to pay for it. So, as a player, you're paying before you've actually started to try and even access the game, which is kind of sucky. And sticking with the subject of bugs, for our third bug to mention today, or third issue, and that is the Cavalier, or kind of like objectives, not just Cavalier, but the objective for incursions. If you get an objective, daily objective for incursions, you'll find that when you do an incursion zone, it doesn't scale, so therefore you don't get it. So that's a problem at the moment. At the start of the month, Wisp was kind of like updated that Kabam would look into it, but if I was to hazard a guess, I would say this is not going to be resolved until next month. Basically, at the moment, the problem is if you then replace this and then you get, and it has happened to me, another incursions objective, so you're like, great, well, it's not scaling, I've got a broken one, swap with a broken one. If you then try and replace it again, it costs you 15 units, which is just no, just whole levels of no. But the fact is this going to be sorted out? Not in my mind. I don't think that it's just going to be sorted out until next month. I don't think this is top priority, where other stuff should be dealt with immediately. Next up, and the new act. Yes, the new act is going to be something, or part of the new book, Book 2. Act 1 is going to be launching very, very soon, but obviously the beta needs to be done first. Now, it looks like it's, well, May 4th until May 11th for the beta itself, and as well, like, when I guess this would be going in, would be probably about June, July time, once it's been thoroughly tested, maybe even longer than that, which is good and bad in some ways. Now, the good side of things of this is that, yes, they're applying more content for more endgame players. The kind of players that were able to complete stuff in 1 week and just kind of hash this out really quickly and then move on to really, well, nothing until Kabam put out some more content like this and they can then hash it out. Obviously, there's as well the bad side of things in that how this content will be seen by everybody, because that's the thing, isn't it? Is it going to be, yes, it's meant to be challenging, but at the same time, if it's too hard, does it alienate players? With Marvel Future Revolutions being released sometime this year, maybe in the third, maybe fourth quarter, and as well Marvel Realm of Champions dropping in the second quarter, so kind of like June, maybe early July, and obviously this kind of coming around the same time, will it then say to players like, look, if you've had enough of MCOC, will you go and play MROC? Will you play Marvel Future Revolutions? Because Kabam is making this too hard, it's not as fun as it used to be. Is it more of now a skill and challenge based game rather than being collecting and fighting interaction in a very kind of like fun aspect, which obviously Kabam do actually do that from time to time with things like variants. And I've got obviously my own theories at whether or not this new act will be kind of utilizing 2 stars and 1 stars, you know, as we've seen with the previous acts with Act 1. Will this be something similar to a variant? Who really knows? Obviously, this is just me just spitballing because it's just an announcement of a beta, so only those beta testers will know exactly what has happened or when it has indeed happened. So this is going to be an exciting time, and we'll let you know more about that once we get more info. Now let's move on to Sunday Arena results. So I want to give a massive thanks to everybody that comes by and puts on the Discord their Arena results. A few people have sent things on Facebook. Thank you again for those, and it's really helpful info because then we can gather together some predictions for the Sunday Arena. On Sunday, I didn't really have much time to put in money points, but if you're looking to get 500 5-star shards and a 4-star crystal for your trouble, this was done with 3.5 mil. If you want the 31 to 60% bracket, then that was 2.5 mil. Thanks very much for that info. And finally, 5.3 mil was enough to get this here with a top 1 to 10%. And we've just got enough time for some crystal reactions. Thanks to Girium for sending through this one. What is he gonna get? It's Group, it's Domino, it's Massacre, it's... Oh, look at those long shots! And picks up a long shot. Well done, Girium. And it's Awakening! Hey! Now we've got 5 from Filthy Sevel, who sends through this little crystal opening. It's spinning, it's going past Diablo, Iceman, that one, Archangel, and lands on the Calobsidian. Oh, it's not too bad. And he gets his next one up. His third one is going to be... That's not too bad, actually. And here he is with his 4th one. Hopefully it's going to be a decent one for him. And hey, Mr. Sinister. I've got to do some more work with my Mr. Sinister. I think he could be quite effective in a few different areas. And his final crystal is going to be hopefully something good. And it is, hey, Symbiote Supreme. That's what I'm talking about. And how much signatures has he already got on him? First time Awakening. Fantastic. That's what you want to see, people. And finally, we have a 6-star opening. What could it be? 6 plus so many of those champions. And lands on a... Yeah! I thought it was going to be Ant-Man, but I thought Luke Cage, Ant-Man, and a yes. Well done. Fantastic. And then we have it. That has been your Marvel Contest of Champions news for Friday. And as well, a little bit of crystal reactions. Just to kind of end the week on a little bit of a high. Why not? Check out some recent content up there. Make sure to drop by later on. You should have initial completion rewards opening for Act 6.3 and a little bit of chat about that as well in the video. And yeah, check out some other links there. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye for now.